Hello coders, I hope you are coding well. In the previous video, we created the change status API for the order in our Angular application. And after that, we created the API to get all orders of the user in the Spring Boot application. And in today's video, we will call this API and we will create a component and show these orders to the user, and after that we will create the FAQ entity in our Spring Boot application. So let's get started. So to create the API call, we need to go to the customer service, and here let's copy this place order API and let's paste it here. And after this we need to change the name from the place order to get orders by user ID, and then we need to remove the params from this method, and here we need to create a constant and we can name this as user ID, and we will call user storage service dot get user ID to get this ID from our storage service. After that we need to update the path, which is API slash customer slash my orders, and we need to remove this request body from here, and after the my orders we will inject our variable for the user ID and we will pass it here. Our API call is ready. Now let's save this file, and after this we need to open this components folder in the integrated terminal so we can create a new component, and we will give a command here which is ng g for generate c for component, and we will name this component as my orders. Our component is ready. Now let's go to the routing file of our customer module, and here we will duplicate the existing route and we will update the path to my orders, and after that we will update the component as well to my orders component. Now let's save this file as well, and let's go to the ts file of my orders component. Here in the my orders component we will create a variable with the name of my orders, and after this we will create the constructor for this file, and in this constructor we will inject our customer service and we will import this class. And after the constructor we will create a method and we will name this as get my orders, and in this method we will call our customer service dot get orders by user ID, and then we will subscribe our response and we will write the arrow function, and in this method we will update my orders is equals to res, and after this we will write the ng on init method for this file, and we will call our get my orders method from here. Our code for the ts file is completed. Now let's save this file, and we will go to the HTML file, and here in this HTML file we will write ng container, and in this ng container we will write the tag for the mat table, and for the data source I am passing our my orders variable here, and in this mat table we need to mention our data which we want to show, and first of all we will show the tracking ID of the order, and after the tracking ID we will show the amount of the order, and after the amount of the order we will show the description of the order and address for the order, and after the address we will show the date of the order, and I am using the date pipe to format the date, and after the date we will show the order status and we will show a column for the action, and we will write code for this column in the upcoming videos, and at the end we will mention our header row and we will mention our mat row, and we will pass all the fields in this tag. Now let's save our HTML file as well, and let's go to our CSS file, and here we need to write the code for the CSS, and you can pause the video and you can copy the CSS code. Now let's save this file as well, and as you can see our application got compiled without any errors. Now let's go to the browser and let's validate the functionality of my orders page. I entered the details for the customer and I will click on this login button, and after the login we can click on this orders page, and here on this page as you can see we got our orders table but we are not getting the data. So let's go back to our Angular application and let's check where is the error. And upon checking I realized that I made a mistake here and we need to update the method called to get instead of post. Now let's save this file, and our application got compiled successfully. Now let's go to our browser, and as you can see here we got the details of one order which we placed in the previous video. The action column is still empty because we will add the review button here when the status will get updated to the delivered. Now let's go to our backend application and let's create the entity for the FAQ. To create the FAQ entity, we can right click on our entity package, and here we need to create a new Java class and we can name this class as FAQ. After creating the class, we need to annotate this class with @entity annotation, and after this we will add another annotation of data. And the first property we want to mention for the FAQ is private long ID, and for this property we will add the annotation as @id, and after this we need to give the annotation for generated value, and for the strategy we will pass generation type dot identity. After the ID, the second property we need for this entity is private string question, and after this we will mention the property for the answer. And after this we need to create a relation of this FAQ with the product so we can identify the FAQs for a particular product, and for that we will write private product, and the relation type for this will be many to one, and in the fetch we will pass fetch type dot lazy, and after this we will mention the optional as false. And after this we need to give the annotation for the join column, and in the name we will pass product underscore ID, and we will set nullable as false. And after this we will give the annotation for on deletion, and we will pass on deletion action dot cascade. Now let's go to the DTO package, and here we need to create another class and we will name this class as FAQ DTO, and we will annotate this class with @data annotation, and we will go back to our FAQ entity and we will copy these three fields and we will paste them here in the FAQ DTO. And after this we need to mention another property which is private long ID. Now let's go to our repositories package, and here we need to create a new Java class and we will name this class as FAQ repository, and we will select interface, and we will give this class one annotation which is @repository, and after this we will extend this repository from JPA repository. And here we need to mention the entity which is FAQ, and after that we will mention the data type of our primary key which is long. Now let's create the service for our FAQs, and for this we will go to the services package, and inside this we will go to the admins package, and here we need to create another package and we will name this package as FAQ. And in this FAQ package we will create a new Java class and we will name this as FAQ service, and this should be an interface. And after this we will right click again on the FAQ and we will create a new Java class and we will name this class as FAQ service implementation. And we need to annotate this class with @service annotation. And after this we will give the annotation for required aux constructor, and we will write the implement statement and we will mention here FAQ service. Now we will rerun our backend application. And you can see here our application is up on port 8080 without any errors, and we got one table of FAQ as well. And that's it for this video. In the next video we will create the post FAQ API call and a page to post the FAQs.